In this video, we're going to be going through the procedure and the steps needed to convert an image into a logo. So for that, the first thing we're going to be doing is to bringing in the image. So because the image was taken by the cell phone and it's a little bit, the dimensions are a little odd here. Um, so it is asking me if you want to basically want to rotate the image in order to keep it the way I wanted it to be. Like I took it in a portrait mode, so that's why I need to say rotate in order to keep it like that. That's how I wanted it. So a couple of things we need to do is that we're gonna go to the color, and then we're gonna go to the saturation here and remove all the colors so that it just turns out to be black and white. Okay, the next step is actually we need to create we need to put some shadows in it so that uh, we can actually bring in more of the black color. So yep, more of the black color. So for that we will be what we're gonna be doing is like again colors, and we're gonna be going to the curves, and then we're gonna be changing this curve not so much that we start losing the features, but enough to see all the black lines out there. That should be good. So that is good. That would be the second step here, right? Then what we're gonna be doing is like we're gonna be because we're gonna be basically outlining the boundaries here. So for that we will actually we'll go here and create a new layer, and we want to make sure that we're gonna be filling it with the transparency, and the rest is gonna stay the default, and that looks good. After that, what we're gonna be doing is like we'll be taking our paintbrush, this one, and then I'm gonna be pressing control and zoom in. And one other thing is like if you want this circle to become big or small, you can use the open bracket to make it small, or like if you want to enlarge it, you will be pressing the close bracket. Okay, before start outlining, we're gonna be changing the color, and then we're gonna start outlining. This looks good. Also, I want to bring the opacity to a little bit in the middle so that it's not that red. So at any point if you want to, when you are outlining and you don't like it, you can actually press Ctrl Z. So uh, let's just outline the hand. It's almost done. Okay, and once you're done with that, what we're gonna be doing is like wherever you see this black portion, we are gonna be outlining that too. So for that, I'm gonna make it more shorter, this brush tool, and we're gonna outline the rest of the black one. Just make it a little bit more smaller. Okay. Almost done. That would do it. Wherever you see some black shades, one mistake I did was like it was like it was still too much thick. So it would have been better if I would have done it a little bit less thick. So once you are done with that, so the next step is gonna be uh, so now what we are gonna be doing is like we're gonna be filling it up, right? So before we start filling in these black portions with the red color, uh, let what we're gonna be doing is like we're gonna be creating a new layer, and then like we're gonna be fill this layer with the white background, and then we're gonna move it down so that we can see that. And yep, so once we have that, now it's a little bit more clearer. So we're gonna change the opacity back to a little bit dark so we can see it, and then we're gonna start filling it up with the bucket fill. Yep, and then we're gonna be doing this, and if you see that some of the portion is left and it didn't fill, you can double click it, do it 2 times, and it's gonna show you that like it's gonna do it again. Like you won't be left with any of uh, the white spacing over there. Don't want to do that. you can always enlarge it in order to fill where you want to fill it. So and if it is still left, some of the things are still left, what you can do is like use the brush tool and do it manually. So that looks good for now. That looks good. Okay, so we are good to up to that point. The next step we're gonna be doing is to actually change the color from red to black. So for that we will remove this layer, like we will make it not visible, and this one. And then we're gonna go to colors. Once make sure that this is selected, and then we go to colors, and then we go to threshold. For threshold, the first pointer is gonna go all the way back, and the next one, the one which is here, is gonna go somewhere here. So that's gonna convert it from red to black. That looks good. Now the other thing is, if you put your cursor here, you can see that it is almost zero. At this point you can see the readings, like what are the different dimensions. So starts from 0 and goes all the way to 4016. So we're gonna create a new layer. So for that we're gonna just keep it 40 32 to 4032. And in the advanced options we want to make sure that we want to fill it with the transparency. We don't want to put any other layer, not the foreground color or anything. We just want to fill it with the transparency. And it says that the size of the image is going to be this much, and we are okay with that. Now once you are here, what you need to do, like basically we are trying to create a circle right now. So for that one, we want to have our we want to go to the images and then the guides, because we want to center or align the circle in the middle. So we want to have guides for that. Once we're gonna say that position needs to be 50%, and once the direction is going to be horizontal, and then next time it's going to be vertical. And we are left with two guides here. Then we're going to be selecting this ellipse select tool, and ellipse select tool will start in the middle, will go a little bit like this, and then after that you hit the control key one more time. You start in the middle, you just drag it a little bit, just make sure it is not elliptical, it is a circle, and after that you press control key and it's gonna be all the way here. And it's like we're gonna be kind of keeping it here. You can actually look at the numbers, whichever circle you will like you can look at the dimensions, but I'm just gonna keep it this much. Yep. And this looks good. So once we have our circle, we wanted to for now we wanted to make the circle black. So we'll go to edit and fill with the FG color. So again the steps are, you change the foreground color to whatever color you want it to be. We're gonna keep it black, and then you go to edit and then fill with the FG color, and that's how it's gonna look like. Okay, let's change the opacity for now to 50, almost 50%. After that, you go back to your first one and then say select and then copy visible, and then go to the other layer and say edit and paste as new layer. Awesome. Awesome. So okay, so sometime you may need to move it, but right now this one is like kind of not gonna go up or down. It may just go like right or left. Other thing you can do is like to move it, the back, take the background and then do the select tool, and then it can move, like you can center that, you can center the circle. That's how much where we want our circle to be. The next step is to remove whatever is under this, uh, below the circle. We wanted to remove the part of that, like part of the hand which is uh, below the circle. So we'll just say select none, and then we're gonna go to the background and then right click on it, and we're gonna say alpha to selection. So once we have our background selected, the next step is that you go back to the hand layer, and then you click on this free select tool, and then you basically we're gonna be deleting everything whatever is not selected. So for that, we already selected this one, the circle, and now we wanted to select we're gonna press the shift key, and then we're gonna include our, like the bulging finger out of the circle, and then we wanna go back, and then it's gonna select all of it. So what we wanted to do is to remove what is not selected. So for that we will say invert, select and then invert, and then press the delete key, and it's just deleted that. And then we can go back and say select none. Now that portion has been deleted. The next step is to remove the part of this black circle background, which is like within the boundaries of the hand. So for that we will go to the background, and then we're gonna be selecting the background layer, and then we're gonna be going to this erase tool. We're gonna enlarge it, and then again, in order to enlarge the circle, which is gonna basically be deleting the portion of the background, we're gonna be again open bracket. I'm pressing that in order to enlarge that. That looks good. And then I'm gonna start deleting this portion, which is basically within the boundaries of the hand. Okay. Yep, and we don't need to do it because we don't even have a background over there. Okay, let's go back. Okay, once you are done with that, one other thing is like you can change the opacity back to this one, and that's our logo. That's what we wanted to create. And again, if you really want it this much, or let's just take it all the way up to 100%, and then at the end we're going to be exporting that. I just put it in the desktop, and logo, and export it as a PNG. Yep, we're gonna keep it default and we'll be able to export our logo like that.